Hi, I'm Dr. Staci Berkowitz, the Clinical Site Director for our Manhattan office. One of the many barriers in mental health treatment is the difficulty in finding an appropriate provider. One of the most common complaints is the need to reach out to a long list of providers, many of whom do not respond at all, and others who respond only to say that they're not taking on new patients, or at least that they're not taking on you. The benefits of treatment at a clinic like ours is that we have many clinicians, each with their own set of diverse experiences and specializations, as well as a centralized administrative process for connecting our patients with an appropriate clinician and an appropriate treatment plan. The first step is to contact our office to set up time to speak with one of our patient care managers who work diligently to welcome you, to provide an overview of the process, and to gather information to schedule an initial intake appointment. Next, our patients meet with their intake clinician for their first appointment, where sufficient information is gathered to understand the patient and their unique set of needs. This information also informs clinical diagnosis and recommendations for treatment modality and frequency. Information gathered by the intake clinician leads to an initial treatment recommendation, and that treatment recommendation is reviewed by the clinical team. Each new patient's case is discussed during the weekly clinical rounds meeting for that Center for Anxiety site. And there's actually two across-site directors who oversee the rounds process across each of the rounds meeting, and that allows for communication between our 5 sites. We work on identifying appropriate treating clinician, and this takes into account a large range of clinical and logistical pieces of information. This includes patient need, patient preference, clinician specialization, clinician availability. And as a clinical site director, my personal relationship with each member of my team and my knowledge of their clinical style and clinical strengths aids me in helping to identify an appropriate clinician for a particular patient. That's on the clinical side. On the administrative end, our patient care managers work tirelessly, and they work to ensure that the recommended treating clinician has availability at the days and time that best meet our patient's scheduling needs. Our patient care managers then reach out to the patient to provide the team's recommended treating clinician and treatment plan. This careful and multi-step process involving clinicians and administrative staff working together as a team allows us to streamline the process so that we can do the work of finding you an appropriate clinician as seamlessly as possible. From the first phone call to your intake appointment to being set up with your new treating clinician and receiving care, Center for Anxiety really pairs administrative and clinical know-how to personalize your treatment experience. For each email, phone call, or newsletter that you receive from our center, please know that there's a lot of collaboration behind the scenes that makes it all possible. Thank you.